Plain piece of the game. It can be white, but not if a player is wearing a white shirt. Then it must be yellow. The quality of the ball is shown with stars printed on it, 5 being the best, 1 being the worst. The ball is hit with a paddle. A paddle is made out of wood or graphite, with rubber on both sides. The rubber generally has pips, pointing either in or out. For tournament play, the rubber must be red on one side and black on the other. The table the game is played on must be green or blue with white edges and lines. The same is true for the net, which is 6 inches tall and extends 6 inches on both sides of the table. The recommended playing area is 40 feet by 20 feet with an 11.5-foot ceiling. The playing area for professionals is much larger, however, the play is also much more advanced.
When beginning the game, it must be decided who will serve and receive. This is done with a coin toss. Whoever wins can choose to be the server or the receiver at the beginning of the first game. The serve alternates players every 5 points, a win being 21 by 2. Most matches are 2 games out of 3, with the loser always serving first. Each game the players switch sides, and they switch sides after one player reaches 10 points in the third game. Now the object of the game is to hit the ball over the net onto the other player's side. This is accomplished by first throwing the ball in the air, hitting it with the paddle, bouncing on the same side, and then onto the opposite player's side. Play continues until there is a fault. One type of fault is a double hit. This occurs when the ball bounces twice on the server's side before it going over the net. That is a point for the receiver. A volley occurs when, after the serve, a player tries to hit the ball over the net before it bounces on his side. This is a point for the other person. When serving, the ball may not hit the net. If it does and lands on the other player's side, there is a reserve. If that scenario occurs twice in a row, a point is awarded to the receiver. If the ball hits the net and does not land on the other side of the table, a point is also awarded to the receiver. These are the basic rules of the game, however winning depends on strategies.
The key to the game of table tennis is placement, and it is a fundamental aspect of every player's game. However, additional strategies are incorporated into each player's ammunition. One tactic is putting a topspin on the ball. This is achieved by moving the paddle through an upwards curve. Many players that attribute their success to power and slams regularly use this strategy. Another method is putting a backspin on the ball. This is accomplished by cutting the paddle in a downwards curve or a slice. Most players that rely heavily on excellent placement incorporate this type of spin into their game plan. Spin can also be easily put on the ball from right to left or left to right. However, it is not the main component of many players' games.
Now that you are familiar with the equipment, rules, and strategies of the game, you are ready to play. At first, you may feel frustrated, but remember, practice makes perfect. After some practice, you may want to enter tournaments, buy expensive paddles, and you may just want to challenge us, but not beat us, of course. So we hope that you have learned enough about the game today so that you may continue the adventure through the wonderful world of table tennis. And remember,
the power is yours!